Hey everyone, it's me, TJ, and I am drinking some throat coat tea because I'm hoping it'll help my voice. And Dolphy says hi with her ear flap. I'm hoping it'll help my scratchy throat. I don't know what that is, but anyway, it could be I think it might be like when I drink my coffee in the morning, I add some nut pods creamer to it. So I don't know if the creamer, throat coats my throat in a way that, I used to drink coffee with heavy cream, but still I had um, the having to clear my throat, and I thought it was the cream creating mucus, but I still have it. And I don't think, I see, especially my oral surgeon, and he's always probing and looking. I don't think it's a health issue. I don't know what it is. So for anyone that's might say you probably have this wrong or that wrong, I don't know. I don't know what that is. So cheers, everyone. And I've noticed when I'm playing back my videos that there's dead spots in the audio, which I don't know what that could be. Now, I will say I do use this little microphone, and I don't know if it's the microphone or what, or the editing process. I'm not sure, but I do apologize for that issue if it bothers anyone, because I know sometimes there's whole words missing, like just not there in my video, and it's not me, I don't think, spacing out momentarily. I hope not. Anyway, I want right now, I'm going to go ahead and film this using this microwave. Oh my goodness. My brain's not awake. It doesn't wake up till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm telling you, I'm not a morning person, and it's not really morning. It's noon. So I'm going to try this again and see how it goes. And if I'm still having issues with the audio, I may try it just like I used to do with the camera only. But I felt like, my voice wasn't, I don't have a voice that carries, I guess. So it doesn't even carry to the phone, so that sometimes it's hard to hear what I'm saying. Plus, I don't want to get too loud because sometimes my husband is napping. And, like I said, real life, I'm trying to deal with it the best I can. And so what I wanted to do today, I'm in this decluttering. I've been decluttering for quite a while now, but again, I'm a pack rat, so I have a hard time letting things go. So I do it slowly and intentionally, I guess you might say, because I don't want to have any regrets, and we aren't in the financial position to just replace everything that I throw out on a whim and find that I might need at some point. So I'm doing a little at a time, and thought I would just kind of bring you along on my slow but steady decluttering journey. I'm not gonna Marie Kondo or dump everything in the middle of my living room. Oh, I have enough stress over the clutter in my life. I don't want to do that to myself. So I'm just doing it inch by inch, because it's a cinch, inch by inch, right? So today I wanted to go through my makeup brushes, and I will say these are the makeup brushes that I have on my bathroom counter at my disposal daily, or whenever I'm putting my makeup on. So surely I know that I will probably run across other brushes here and there that don't get used often, and that's the whole point of this for me. I I don't want to croak one day and leave an excess beyond the excess I already have for my family members to have to deal with. And I know they call that Swedish death cleaning, I suppose, but plus just the clutter, it stresses me out. And I am a clutter bug, so I don't know. I'm trying to cure that. I don't think I could ever be a minimalist, but I don't know. It's going to be a journey for me. It's going to be an adventure. But, if it's something that you might be interested in, I'd like for you to come along. Maybe it'll spark an idea in your mind, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out. This is my little thing of, and you see, it's not that much. It's not that huge. Again, I'm not a makeup artist. I have no need for an excess of brushes and makeup, but I feel like for my needs, I do have an excess. I do have more than I really need, and it's just taken up real estate in my life and in my home and in my mind. So I wanted to go through these today. I'm trying to do like little decluttering projects, so I'm not overwhelmed, because again, I got up at, what time did I get up? I don't remember. Between 8 and 8:30, I believe. Again, still working on the sleeping thing. I'm not a morning person, as I just said a little bit ago, but I, between waking up and now, which it's noon, so that's 4 hours, I've done quite a bit of stuff. I've gotten myself ready. I've fed my pets. I've taken them out. All the little things that add up and take time. I still need to do laundry. I still need to throw a load of laundry in, but I did start the dishwasher. So, I've done things, but I need to do little increments of decluttering, or it won't get done. I don't have time or the patience for a major overhaul. I love to watch that stuff on television and videos because it's fascinating, but it's not for me. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's my plan, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to lay out all these brushes on the counter, and then I'm going to pull out the ones that I know I use, just anytime I'm putting makeup on. Every time I'm putting makeup on, I may end up with 5 brushes. I don't know, because some days I don't put on a lot of makeup. Other days I do. It just depends on what's going on. So I'm going to pull those out and kind of wipe out my little glass that they're in. And I'm going to put them back. The ones that I use every day, all the time, without a doubt, I'm going to put them back in my little brush holder glass. And the rest, I'm going to set aside. I'm going to leave them nearby, because what I'm thinking is when I'm doing my makeup, if I find, and I'm planning on doing this for maybe a month, because I don't go anywhere. So, it's very rare that I have to do a special occasion face of makeup, but I want to see, for my reality, for my real life, what I need, and keep only that. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to pitch them out. I don't want to get rid of the baby with the bathwater today. I want to just see over maybe a couple of weeks to a month if I find myself going and digging out a certain brush because, I need this brush, or I want to use this brush, then I'll put that in my little makeup jar, makeup brush jar, whatever, makeup brush holder jar, and I'll leave it in there because I did use it. And at the end of a couple of, I'm gonna say probably a month, because there's days, like on the weekend, there's days I just take a break. I just take a break from anything and everything I can, including makeup. I do practice hygiene and all that, but I try to give myself as much of a break on the weekends from, stuff like certain things. So I don't necessarily put on makeup every day, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So let me do that. I'm going to turn off the camera, and I'm going to, if my eyes look crazy, it's because I still am having a hard time remembering to focus on that. So let me do that, and then I will come back and we will do this together. Okie dokie, here we go. Now these, I don't use that often. I don't use them enough to give them a prime spot on the bathroom counter. So those are the ones that I'm going to be putting aside a month. And at the end of that month, if I haven't used these for any reason, they're out of here. They are just out of here. Okay, these I know I'm going to use. Now this, I know it looks weird. It's a big old soft, very soft brush that I use kind of for powdering my body, like with that Laura Mercier baked body frosting. And this, I put it around here because I was thinking of ordering a stiffer brush. I'll put a picture in at the end of this video. But again, I'd rather not spend the money. I'd rather put as much as I can into savings or emergency fund, whatever. And so I put this rubber band around it, trying to make it a little stiffer or more dense, not necessarily stiff because it's not, to give more coverage when I'm using it, because sometimes I'll use it on my legs and arms just for a little body makeup. I don't have any on today, but when I'm in the mood, I do a lot of things by mood. So anyway, I put this rubber band on it. This is one of my things, like, do I have something I can use rather than buying a brush? And I probably will still get a brush eventually because but right now it's not in the budget. So I put this here to kind of make it a little more dense. And I haven't tried it yet like that. I don't know. But I mean, it's a pretty big brush. It just, I don't know. We'll see. So that is, and this, just by the way, if anyone is curious, this is an old, Avon used to have a line called Mark. And I don't know if any of you remember that, but that was a Mark brush, I believe. Now this one is, I guess you would call a kabuki. It's flat top. And Lord, it's so old. I've had to glue this back. I've always been frugal, y'all. But I like the brush, so anyway, I had to glue this part back onto the handle. But I like to use this for, powder foundation, liquid foundation, just whatever. So, and I do use that quite often. So I'm going to keep that. This little set here is from Avon. They don't have it anymore, but at the time, I just had to have it because it has sparkly handles. And I do use these. I use, I'm not quite sure which is which, like powder, blush. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have a blush anymore. I use this brush and I tap it on my lipstick and use that for like a cream blush or a rouge or whatever you want to call it. And you can see it's kind of, my brushes are clean. It kind of has dyed the brush. So these are all staying just because they're pretty and I do use them. These, I kind of, like I say, they're kind of, to me, can be used for powder or powder foundation. I don't know, but I'm keeping them because I use them both for powder and whatnot. So These two I don't use often, but I'm going to keep them because they're part of that set. And so that's that, those. And this little thing, I like to use it for contour. It's an old Mary Kay brush. I had a pink one. I don't know if I got rid of it, or I probably didn't, because again, I'm a pack rat, and if it still works, I use it. So, but I like to use it for, again, contouring my cheek or whatever, cheeks. And I'm not going to throw that down in here because it would get lost. I'm going to put it over here with all my other jumble of stuff that we will probably go through at some point, but not today. This is just a quick little declutter project. All this stuff here is stuff that was shoved in here. I may get rid of those because I don't, these, I don't, again, that's a mark. I don't know if you can see that. I don't quite curl my lashes enough to keep it, I don't think. And tweezers, I honestly don't tweeze my brows anymore because there's not much brow left to tweeze, but I do, they come in handy for other things. The other day, my husband, bless his heart, he broke our key off in our front door, and it, like, the key, oh, you talk about stress. This is my life. Anyway, I ended up using these. If you ever break off your key in your door and it's like almost flush with the, well, it was pretty much, WD-40, squirted it in the hole, the key thing where the key goes. And then it took a bit to get a hold of the key that was left in the hole, but it slid right out with that WD-40. Anyway, so that's a good tool, even not for your brows. This, I've had this forever. It's, I think, called Finishing Touch. And these will probably, I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but I am going to keep this because even though it's technically not a, what do you call it, a makeup brush, it's one of those deals that I kind of use it to clean up the little, peach fuzzies on my face. So that's definitely a little tool in purple, one of my favorite colors, tool that I'm going to keep. This is a slanted, I don't know the technical names for all these brushes, but I use this to do my crease color, so that's staying. And these two are Eco Tools, which I really like. They're soft. They don't scratch my skin and all that when I use them. So I use, this one's a kind of a ovally, I don't know, a rounded top. I use that sometimes for my crease color. Sorry for the camera work. This is more of a flat, and I use that just to put on my eyelid color at times. And this, I use this to, it's short and a little bit stiff, not painfully stiff, but I use it to kind of smudge up eyeliners. And this I use to use for eyeliner that I use, like I use eyeshadow for eyeliner often. So I use this, sometimes I'll wet it to pick up the color to give a little bit of a darker liner. Sometimes I use it dry, just depending. And that is that. I think I'm gonna put this to the side, and if I haven't used it in a month, I'm gonna get rid of it because it's ridiculous. I am gonna keep this, and I've just always slid it on the edge of my glass there. And this is my retinol, which I use. So it's not a brush, it's just gotten shoved in there. I'm gonna put it in with this other mess of goods that I use. And these, we'll see. Anyway, I hope this was interesting and or helpful to someone out there. And again, I'll put that picture of that brush that I was using, hoping that I could use this one instead of buying that one to put on body powders. So I appreciate y'all stopping by and putting up with my yapping. And again, I hope this helps someone or encourage someone to do it. You know, it's a quick and easy declutter, and that's what I'm trying to start with, because I don't want to. I need to get the quick and easy ones out of the way to encourage me and motivate me to move on and do more. So anyway, y'all have a great day, and thanks for stopping by, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.